Bocce the Witch just hentai mind this guy. They're feeding her like a hamster! We just need to get her sleepy and we can feed her biscuits. Love how we go from a troubled person who enjoys bullying the weak to you enjoy bullying the strong. Truthfully, I have no idea if there's still naysayers and haters or non-believers of this wonderful Silent Witch show. But if there are, just know you're on the wrong side of history because this anime is amazing. Drop a like, share your support, subscribe if you're new around here, and Patreon is where you'll catch my full live reaction. So, that awkward moment when the cutest girl you know, the adorable cinnamon roll, known as Monica, best girl. Not best girl because, oh, let's sexualize her, and no. Precious little gremlin. Love her. She basically hentai mind that guy. Granted, by putting an abundance of pigs in his mind, and he had to count the pigs, but boy golly did he not want to count them pigs, and they swarmed him. But at the end of the day, what happened to his brain is the equivalent of a hentai mind break. And I'm completely here for it. So, it mostly goes where you assume it was going to. Like I said last week, all signs were pointed to a teacher being behind it. I mean, they're literally saying this dude was the guy who reviewed the notes. So if you're going to tell us, as the viewer, that for 5 years at the very least, the records have been tampered with, money be going places where it shouldn't, it's probably him. And if it wasn't going to be him, it was going to be a larger conspiracy, right? It'd be like, okay, vice president got screwed over by teacher, teacher got screwed over by organization. Could have been something like that. No, it's just dude was experimenting with dark magic, and apparently that costs a lot of money, so how do we do that? We rigged the books. To be honest, had a character like her not come around, it's possible he might have got away with it forever. I mean, or he would have been able to survive a little longer, I don't know. But we ended the previous episode with Ashley, the vice president, right? Seemingly mind-controlled. It was hard to say exactly where that was going to lead, but the idea of starting the episode off with him, like, marching through the forest, the ice behind him, he was obviously losing control, which led into a quick little fight, which was very fun and wonderfully animated. I mean, the contrast of hand-drawn ice effects meets a lot of hand-drawn fire animation. There was 3D to it, especially with effects like the kind of frost effects on top of the image or the ember effects. But most of that was actually hand-drawn, and it was really visually impressive. But I just like it because it's kind of weird. I don't know how much they've adapted in this show to date, but it's like the equivalent of finishing like the 3rd manga volume or the 1st light novel volume. Like, that's how much content it feels like we've adapted, but at the same time, it feels slowly paced. So what I'm trying to get at is the way they've paced this show. In 4 episodes, I feel like we've done more than a lot of shows would do in like 6 episodes, but not in a way that it makes it feel like, oh, they're rushing to plot point, just like, it feels like there's so much to explore in this world. We've gotten the introduction of Monica as a character out of the way, so now they're more or less trusting her, and I think one of the smart things they did was the student council president, so the second prince, right? The idea that he kind of just trusted her. And I was okay with it because I thought to myself, he saw the light, most adorable gremlin, she can't stab us in the back. But in this episode, they actually confirm he never like fully trusted her. He gave her a shot. But the idea of the little gecko familiar always spying on her, leaving keys that if she would have took the keys, she could have stole a lot of valuable things. She never cared about that. She focused on her paperwork. She is the perfect secretary, like the person to deal with the nonsense going on. They're very smart with how they're writing character pairing so far and the hostility or the distrust. And I think that's why the end of the episode hits so well, because the person who arguably had one of the most hostile attitudes, the vice president, after seeing the last couple of episodes, it's no wonder why he took such a shine of, I'll help you, introduce yourself. I trust her at this point. Is there a bit of a crush there? Personally, I think so, but it's not just a simple handsome boy likes cute girl. Like, he's human, he might have those feelings, but it actually stems from the help and everything she's proven, and it feels competently written. It's adorable as hell, it's funny as hell, it's action-packed as hell, but they got so many little layers that they're working with, and they're all equally interesting. You essentially kind of have a slice of life school series at the forefront, but in the background you have the political ramifications of everything. You have a second prince who's like, hey, once the king's chosen, I'll be irrelevant. I don't have to worry about shit. And then you have in the background people being like, man, this guy has a lot of support. If he really wanted to, Second Prince might be able to be king, and that's an interesting thought. All those things make for a really engaging series long term rather than a casual slice of life that loses its focus when the current slice of life thing isn't the most entertaining thing. There's a lot to this show, and yeah, the action is fun as hell. So I had to pause a couple of times because I was like, there's no way they drew that ice. The ice is unironically some of the best ice animation I've seen in some time. So there's plenty of shots that if you actually look at it, it is truly a 2D piece of ice. But the texturing they did to it almost gives it that 3D feel. And the 3D effects, like the mist and the cold and stuff like that, it makes it just pop visually. And to be honest, I thought Monika's attack was completely 3D at first. And oh no, there was also 2D drawn flames there too. It's just the way they produced this show. And hell, it's not even just the elemental attacks. When she did the mind control, when he tried to mind control her and she Uno reversed that shit, the butterfly foresty magical effect, it was beautiful, man. Like, I don't know, it's just, it hits everything I like in a way. It's got comedy, a slice of life, potentially has romance, but it's not like the big important thing, but there's potential for it. Political intrigue, funny cat familiar. I mean, they got a lot to work with and I'm liking it. Like, one of my favorite lines, and like, it's supposed to be slightly humorous, but I think I took it more humorous than intended. So this woman comes into her room before they discover, you know, the vice president's going on a rampage. Reads a letter. Essentially says, you suck ass at communication. So tell her. And then she'll tell me. Problem solved. And then she just says it in like the most monotone, like, it's just like trying to empathize, try to show compassion. It's like, man, this monotone reaction is just fantastic for everything. I like the show a lot. I do genuinely believe it's still one of the strongest shows of the season, but with that said, there's like 10 shows that are fantastic, and then there's like another 10 shows that are highly enjoyable. So it's a really good season, don't get twisted, but yeah, this is still one I look forward to very much. And now that we have the president and vice presidents, it feels like their intro out of the way, I'm hoping we'll explore more of the student council, because there is a decent amount of them in that room, so hopefully we'll get to learn a lot about them, and obviously continue to learn about the current characters as well. But ending the episode with a man changing the opinion of his assistant from you like to bully the weak to you like to bully the strong and you're mentally insane is fantastic. You let me know your thoughts down below. Personally thought this was the best episode, but your feelings. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, of course ring that bell, and Patreon is where I catch my full live reactions and other exclusives like, hey, I give video shoutouts to all my patrons. So today we got Pickrick 542, Thor Linsgaard, Vi, Anthony Silva, and we also have Navenga Games. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care, and you'll have a good one.